the boldness of it, I think we should just watch the video. Right, so at the end of the video, this was a smile, you know, on your faces. But it was definitely disturbing watching the child carry his younger brother to cross. The question is this fair? You know, is this fair? Immediately, I saw the video last week, Friday. And sometimes some of you, when you see videos like that, they ask the question, is this recent? Is this recent? But I think if it were not recent, it wouldn't have been circulating at the time that it's actually circulating. So once you are seeing it the first time, just know that it was recently taken. That's what. So we tried to trace the source, and a lot of people tried to help. People were posting the videos, sharing and all. Now, what I did was someone shared from his wall, seeking to identify the area and where all that happened. Then I also shared on my wall that let's, you know, make it go viral and help. Then 3 hours later, I saw that President Mahama had posted the video on his wall and wrote something on the video. And he said, "We have identified a community where young children or young school children have crossed this water body to access school. Earlier today, the MP for Lower West Akim, Owing Frimpong, Kwame Frimpong, visited the Asuoko community and assured them the Eastern Regional Minister will also visit as we work to permanently and urgently resolve the challenge the people and the school children are confronted with. Our quest to reset Ghana includes the determination to remove barriers to education and healthcare across the country. Let's build Ghana together." So this was the comments on the wall of President Mahama, and it puts a lot of people at ease. This is what we're looking for. And we thought that a lot of people were sharing, oh, social media gets results. But this is just an example of the many challenges most of the children are facing in these deprived communities. And one is what I read, where we had 7 children drown because they want to go to school. It's super unfair. And if I were a parent who lose a child because my child wants to go to school, I promise you I'll sue the government. I'm not even trying to revolutionize anything, but I will sue government. If my child is just trying to access school and they don't have just the basic amenities to transport them, if there's a river, nice. I'm not saying remove the river, but can we have a bridge across the river? Can we do some beautiful things? Because sometimes in the villages, there are things that are still beautiful, that the moment you modify them with a so-called elitist ideology, it spoils everything. So the nature in that village is good. But how can we improve on them so that these risks and accidents are reduced? For fairness to be, put across. I know we can't have a balanced one, but we can put fairness across our educational system.
Let me commend President Mahama for his swift and prompt response to this issue. See, this all goes to tell us the kind of person President Mahama is. Cares about Ghanaians. He quickly and swiftly responds. He's not making excuses. He has been handed over a country that is bankrupt, that our systems are failed. There was a lot of corruption. There was a lot of family and friends, nepotism, the arrogance, everything we had already discussed. And he has been handed over this country that is completely broken to a certain extent. And his attempt to reset. You see how, I only saw the video yesterday or yesterday afternoon.
Oh, it was trending.
And then this morning I saw President Mahama's response. So that tells you that he's an action-oriented man. He's a person who is going to listen to Ghanaians, listen to our needs, and promptly respond from the top. This is like the highest, the top of the top, right? For him to quickly respond and also reach out to the right people to get results.
But do you think well, I'm not sure. We'll have to go behind the scenes and also ask more questions about if this has been an existing problem since, or it just came, or, and if you look at the water body, you can tell that this is a water body that's been affected by Galamsey activities.
Exactly.
So maybe there was some, I don't know, something in place as the transports, you know, carrier, like a bridge or something.
Whether it was an old problem or is a new problem, the more important aspect is President Mahama's swift response. He has responded, he has reached out to the right authorities, and I can guarantee you that in the next few days he's going to do something about it. That is the kind of president we need in Ghana. That is the kind of president Ghanaians voted for. 1.8 million Ghanaians went out there and overwhelmingly voted for President John Dramani Mahama because they knew these are some of the things he's going to do. So me, I'm so happy. I'm ecstatic because I can't imagine 2 months ago, November 2024, if this would have been the response.
Okay.
So I'm so happy. He's an action-oriented person, and he's already on the track to reset Ghana. This attempt or this response is almost reassuring to all of us. So you know that if your problem comes to his doorstep, if he happens to know your problem, whether it's on social media, whether it's somebody who actually called to talk about it, he will promptly respond and reassure all of us Ghanaians. So for me, President Mahama is continuing to reassure us. He will manage our problems. He will take care of our problems. What our needs are his care. What the suffering we're going through, he cares about us.
But you know what I expect? This is an isolated case that someone only chanced upon, walking by the river and saw these two beautiful kids. So it was an opportunity for us to know what was happening somewhere in some forest. I'm sure that most of the members of parliament or local governments have ideas about what's happening in their own local communities when it comes to children of this age crossing rivers, like what I read about the Wager. So most of these MPs, MP, assemblymen, the DCs, should expose these issues, especially with younger children, so that they are tackled en bloc. That is not just this isolated case that we're going to solve. No, we have most of them in the small communities.
Exactly. So, for instance, I can talk about my constituency. We have a village called Achiasi. There's a river. It's almost the mouth of a river called the Win River, W-H-I-N, Win River. Galamsey has destroyed that river. So the children in that village, they had to bring them out of the village so they can go to school. But because we knew that they didn't have water, we have recently sunk a borehole for them. That is now providing the water so the kids don't have to leave the village to go and live in another village and go to school somewhere else. So these are some of the things that we are doing from the bottom up, and to hear or to see that President Mahama from the top up is swiftly responding, for me, is the best reassuring news I have heard. And I can also let all Ghanaians know that President Mahama is here to take the job on. He's here to reset Ghana and set Ghana on the right trajectory from where we have been, so that in the next 4 years, Ghanaians will have the respite that we all need. The economic hardship will be reduced. Our healthcare system will be fixed. There will be no corruption, or as much corruption as we just witnessed in the last government. and his ministers will be respectful. There will be lack of arrogance of power. You will not hear us ranting and raving. Yes, using our robust code of conduct. So I'm so happy, and I'm glad, and every day I pray that God continues to bless President Dramani Mahama so that he can make some of these decisions, swiftly answer our problems, and set the country in the right direction.
I'll take